The government is implementing another policy that is actually helping Tesla. We also have a new EV survey. Tesla updated how safety scores work. Then we have hackers competing who can hack a Tesla vehicle, and if they can hack it successfully, they win a cash prize from Tesla, because then Tesla can fix safety issues, and Tesla rolls out vision-based park assist to more people. There's also a lot more, so let's get through everything. Let's start with the government. We know that the European Union approved a ban on new combustion engine cars by 2035. This happened a while ago. However, the German transport minister Wissing, from the smallest coalition partner FDP, has formed an alliance with 7 Eastern European countries, including Italy, to block the ICE phase-out, which the EU had already agreed on before. So a small party is able to stop an EU decision that has already been made, where the approval of the transport ministers has always been considered a formality in the past. And this is where this is actually good for Tesla, although not great for the EV industry overall. As a result, the legacy car manufacturers will not push the switch to BEVs fast enough, because they claim they can still make money with combustion engines. This will prevent them from innovating and lowering costs fast enough to deliver good, affordable BEVs, which is great for Tesla, but not great for the whole EV industry. This reminds me a little bit of when Ford CEO today went on TV and said that in, I think, the year 2026, Ford plans to still sell 5 million gas-powered vehicles, which is roughly how many they sell today. Yeah, and on top of that, they are adding 2 million EVs, and somehow their gas-powered vehicle business is not going to shrink. Tesla has just also updated how their safety score system works. Here are all of the changes. They added excessive speeding as a new safety feature. So if you now drive over 85 miles per hour, that will lead to a lower safety score. That is good. They added unbuckled driving as a new safety factor. Time spent driving over 10 miles per hour without buckling the driver's seatbelt will lead to a lower safety score. That is smart. Updated late night driving to be risk weighted based on when you are driving from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. The impact on your safety score is now reduced earlier in the night and increased later in the night. And then they updated hard braking safety factor to exclude braking events that occur when the vehicle detects a yellow traffic light. Before, I had my FSD Beta, and when I was working on my safety score, it was always a little bit annoying to go through traffic lights when they turned yellow, because then in my mind, I'm calculating, oh, is it better to just stop quickly, which is safer, but then my safety score gets affected, or just go through the traffic light, which is still probably just fine, but it's not really my preference. It was annoying. So in a weird day, the safety score system made driving a little bit less safe, specifically in that instance, but now that is solved, so now it's all good. Tesla is investing heavily into its security, and Tesla awarded $100,000 and a Model 3 to the winner. I wonder how reliable software is going to be from other big automakers, legacy automakers that have no idea what they are actually doing with software. And here's an example of Tesla Vision Park Assist working pretty well.
Right here, looks to be about 18 inches. That's 18 inches out. It's surprisingly accurate.
There are, however, other examples where Park Assist is simply just unavailable. And looking at other videos, yeah, the system still needs some work. But it's only a matter of time before it fully works. Tesla often releases features before they are 100% reliable, so I believe it will be solved. Back to Kevin here. Once you turn on the car, it memorizes where it was earlier, but it takes a while to load. As you can see, it's still loading, it's still loading, it's still loading, it's still loading, it's still loading. Okay, here we go. A little bit long. Realistically though, you probably won't need to move a car closer forward if you park. I mean, you will need to come out of a parking spot, but I don't think many people will need to move further. But if you do, the function is still there. It just takes a little while to load. And as Tesla upgrades their computers, this process will be faster. If Tesla eventually does end up putting a camera in the front bumper, then you simply just turn on the camera and you just look at the video feed and you can precisely park your car exactly how you like instead of having to rely on the number of inches displayed on the screen. But when we eventually figure this process out, this will work fine too. We have a new chart from Roland. When you look at Q1 numbers, when you see a transparent bar like this one for Germany or for the UK or for France, that means we don't have the most recent data yet, but if the bar has a solid color, like for Norway, that data is actually already present. We have all of the data. And as you can see, for countries such as Norway, Sweden, Netherlands, Spain, the deliveries look really good. And assuming that we have a very similar trend for bigger countries like France, the UK, and Germany, Europe may have a new record. Last year, Tesla published the delivery numbers on April 2nd. Assuming this year is the same, we are very close to finding out exactly what the numbers are. We have a new survey, and it has a few very interesting findings. Of course, the obvious finding is that Tesla is the #1 choice for buying an electric vehicle, and UBS reaffirmed its buy recommendation and a $220 price target for Tesla. However, check this out. A UBS survey of more than 10,000 participants shows that 46% of consumers are likely to consider buying a battery electric vehicle, which is 3% less than in 2022. Now, considering is different from buying. But still, that is interesting because this is the first time they have recorded a decline in interest since the study began in 2016. Analysts believe that it is driven by European markets on affordability concerns. But this is where Tesla really shines. 42% of potential BEV buyers are considering buying a Tesla vehicle, up from 41% last year. This is really good because it appears if the EV market shrunk, Tesla would still expand. However, we also need to pay attention to this. Tesla keeps its lead in the brand survey with 42% of BEV purchase intenders considering to buy a Tesla, but in China, Tesla lost its top rank for the first time to BYD. Now, these two brands lead all others by a wide margin. So I wonder what's the difference between BYD and Tesla here. Also, this is probably not really a fair comparison because Tesla vehicles are much more expensive. They do not compete in the same markets at all. For example, check this out. This is mostly translated from Chinese. It still has some Chinese in here, but we can understand everything pretty well, and it shows models right here and then the number of sales, and you can see price ranges in RMB, and you can see Tesla Model 3 right here with 7,800 sales, and you add these up, so you got 8,000 sales in total, and then you got the Tesla Model Y with 26,000 sales almost, which is more than the Wuling Mini in this price category. If you add a few from here, then it's still a little bit less, but that is still quite impressive that Tesla is selling so many vehicles at such a high price. You only want to compare Tesla Model Y with vehicles in these price ranges. As you can see, BYD does have some sales, but it is nowhere near as close to the Model Y, and the Tesla Model 3 is right here, also easily beating all of the competitors, and Tesla currently does not have anything in these price ranges. If Tesla did have a vehicle in this price range, I am sure it would dominate this segment as well. There's one more takeaway from this survey as well, and that is that consumers would prefer to buy a BEV over a conventional gasoline vehicle if both vehicles cost the exact same amount of money. And the people that would prefer to still go with a gasoline vehicle, I am pretty sure, have never tried driving an EV for a longer time period. Or they drive very long distances every day where they have to charge at a supercharger every single day, then I understand. UBS also estimates a 51% EV adoption rate by 2030, which is much higher than one of the analysts that I talked about earlier today, estimating that only 30% of the people will be buying EVs in 2030. That was just preposterous. And we have another rumor right here. I have heard that Elon Musk will be coming to China soon and that Tesla is discussing the third phase of Giga Shanghai, but no final decision has been made. Just a rumor, maybe true, maybe not. We will find out probably relatively soon. And this is the Tesla stock buying opportunity explained by Elon Musk. My name is Matt Posius. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.